So last year I made a little video where, well, first off, I gave away all of my ad revenue for an entire month on my YouTube channel. And I also went over my 2020 YouTube channel goals. Now I haven't seen this video since I recorded it. So I thought, why not react to this and see how I did on those goals. So let's just go ahead and jump right in and give this a watch.
And before I get into that, since it's the new year,
first impressions, hair is a little bit longer this year. So I got my goal of longer hair growth for sure.
I want to first go over my goals for 2020, and I hope you're setting your goals as well. So I've written down some things that I just want to briefly talk about, and hopefully in a year from now I can revisit this and look back and be like, wow, I set way too small of goals. But
we'll see about that. We shall see.
We'll see. Some of them are a little bit audacious, so hopefully that's what happens. As far as YouTube goes, I've been posting YouTube videos now for about 10 months, and the growth has been slow but steady. Actually, in the last month and a half, there has been a marked increase in the amount of growth of the channel. This will probably be the first month that I receive 500 subscribers in a single month, which is exciting for me. I know that's still a small amount, but any amount of growth I'm excited about. Had my #1 subscriber increase in a single day ever, which was 108. Was super stoked about that. I think my previous record was like 46. So
my record now is 8,000 in one day. So that's quite a big increase over 100 or so.
Absolutely knock that out of the park. So my goal for YouTube subscriber count, it's a bit audacious. It's 50,000 subscribers by this time last year. That sounds a bit crazy to say because that is 25 times more subscribers than I have right now, or just about.
So I guess I had 2,000 subscribers when I recorded that, and the goal was to hit 50,000 by the end of the year. And as of the recording of this, I'm at just over 107,000 subscribers. So looking back a year, there's no way I would have guessed that I would have more than doubled that goal. So that's pretty awesome because, I mean, I just said that's a very audacious goal when I said it. And I thought that was going to be the harder goal to reach of the next one, if I remember correctly. But I think it actually was kind of flip-flop. So I'm amazed that more than doubled that goal. I wish I could say that for all of my goals, but
at the time of posting this video, I have about 2,200. So that's quite a big increase, but the way that I've seen things go on YouTube, as long as you're consistent, putting out that good content, there's this exponential growth that happens, and there's kind of a tipping point. Once you get past that point, things really skyrocket. I know I have a few videos that land me new subscribers every single day, and I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably were one of those people who were recommended one of my videos and click subscribe, which I appreciate so deeply. So by this time next year, 50,000, I think that's doable, but it seems like craziness in comparison to what I have now and how much work that has gone into the channel. And I likely will start posting more and more. In the past, I've posted 1 video a week. I probably will start doing 2 or so just because I have a lot more content to put out there. I actually have my next 16 videos completely filmed, edited, finished, and are ready to upload on YouTube. So that's the most I've ever had planned ahead, and I'm really excited to be that far ahead. Gives me more time to work on.
Okay, that's one thing that I am definitely worse about. I do not have 16 videos ready right now. I might have 2 ready right now, but that's mostly because we just record and get them out as quickly as possible. But we do post way more. I said that I wanted to post 2 a week. I mean, over the last year, I probably average more than 1 every single day. At least 1 a day, and many days 2, sometimes 3 a day.
Really big experiments in videos and bigger projects, which are really the ones that stand out and the most fun to do. As far as watch time goes, right now I currently do about 90,000 minutes every single 28-day period on YouTube. My goal is to reach 1 million minutes per 28-day period on YouTube. So that's about a 11 or 12 times increase on watch time, which would be super exciting to get 1 million every month, basically. And I think that is very possible because the upward trend has been pretty crazy with that. I've actually increased watch time much more percentage-wise than any other metric. So that one, every single month, it literally is increasing like 20%. So that one I think is going to be really doable, and I guess that's what YouTube really cares about, is watch time more than anything. But watching that subscriber count is much more exciting.
So the watch time actually was the harder goal to hit. I know I beat that goal. Let me see exactly how much watch time I'm at just for this month, just for an example. So this month I'm currently at 1.9 million watch minutes. Let me see for the year. I definitely average more than that. Let's see. For the year, last 365 days, 48,300,000 watch minutes. So that is 4 times what the goal was. So I guess I blew that one out of the water as well. That's pretty awesome. So far, so good on the goal video. I'm pretty excited about this. All right, let's go.
For whatever reason. As far as my content goes, I plan on continuing doing my little solo type experiment videos and little small lectures on various topics I think are important for anyone starting out in business, or little like tips and hacks in life on how to save money or earn money from things you're already doing. But I'm going to branch out more into things like the series that I recently started with Stacy with her cleaning business, and how we're growing that. And I'm really excited about that. The feedback has been awesome, and it's going to be awesome to follow along. We're about 5 videos deep on that, and she is killing it. So I'm super excited about that. I also will probably start interviewing people more, doing a little bit more on the show style. I've only done that in video format once in the past, but once I have a little studio set up, I want to do that much more, because I just like making content with other people. It's much easier. It's kind of a breeze. It's a lot of fun to do that kind of stuff. If there's any specific content that you...
So that's something that I want to still do, and we started that a little bit at the beginning of last year, but then the whole pandemic happened and no one wanted to be interviewed, and then I started like pivoting the content towards more news related things, and it kind of got pushed back. But I definitely want to interview people more and more in the future still. So 2021, maybe that's the year for actually interviewing people.
You guys want to see, let me know. I want to be as helpful as possible. Or if you're working on something and you need some tips or ideas, shoot me an email. And I have a few goals personally, nothing super concrete. It's more just kind of continuing doing what I already do. First one is just exercise. Exercise is so important. I'm very adamant about working out, exercising as frequently as possible. I currently exercise about 6 days a week and have done so for like 11 years now, which sounds really crazy to say. So I want to continue doing that. I'm debating on doing some kind of exercise personal challenge type thing. The problem is I get so engrossed when I do that kind of stuff that I spend way too much time on something that isn't going to earn me any money. So last year I ran an ultra marathon, and I've never done anything like that before. It's still in the back of my mind to run another one, because that was such a cool experience. So I might end up doing that again. Nothing set in stone. I've also tossed around the idea of training for and competing in some kind of powerlifting competition. So literally on complete opposite sides of the spectrum, running all day long or lifting 1 rep. So I might do something like that, but I'll have to check my calendar.
So I was able to keep up with that goal. Like, nothing has really changed there. I still go to the gym 5 or 6 days every single week. And I did start training for a powerlifting competition, and I've been doing that for the last several months. However, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I injured my knee, and that's kind of been put on the back burner for a little while. So I can't really push the heavy weight stuff right now, but doing everything I can at least.
On that one. Another one that I don't really talk about too often is playing piano. For the last like 2 years and 3 months, I've been playing piano, and I play every single day for at least 30 minutes every day, and I'm getting decent at it. I like to say that I'm still not good at it. I went into it with the full expectation that I'd be no good for like 5 years, and it's finally starting to pay off. And I can sit down and sight read certain easier songs, and I'm getting better at it, but it's something I really want to continue doing. It's nice having that kind of creative outlet, and maybe I'll post something about it at some point, but as of right now, it's just like my little personal hobby I like to do every evening as a way to relax, get my mind off of business, and just do something creative.
So I still do that 30 minutes every single day. So I guess it's been 3 years and 3 months at this point. And I still would say I'm not that good, and it probably will take 5 years before I consider myself good. Nothing's really changed there. I'm just a little bit better at all the fundamentals and things like that. And I still might put out more, or start putting out some like music type related stuff, maybe write an outro song or something like that. I might just wait until I'm actually good before I do any of that, though.
Another thing that I want to learn is some basic programming. For the last like 3 or 4 weeks, I've been doing like 1 10-minute lesson a day on learning Python. The only reason for that is it's becoming more and more important to understand how programming works, I feel, and no matter what business I get into in the future, there's going to be some kind of programming in that business or some kind of software that helps run it or make it more efficient. And if I can understand how programs and software work, it's going to be so much easier for me to work with programmers, understand what is and isn't possible, what can be done. And I get to build little fun stuff to mess with people. So that's another little side thing. So I am really interested in this. I'm finally kind of getting to the point where I understand it. There was a pretty steep learning curve where it's like this was a drag. And maybe after like 30 or so lessons, it's kind of coming together and getting more and more fun. So that's something I'm excited about and looking forward to actually understanding more of. Another personal goal.
So with the programming, I actually did end up writing a program that earned me a couple $100s a month. I haven't done a whole lot of programming in the last 5 or 6 months, just too busy with other work-related things. But I completely forgot I even talked about that. But I did write a program that actually earned some money, my very first program. And the feeling of writing that program was something that I have never felt before. Actually creating something completely from scratch was super satisfying. And yeah, that's still something that I would like to get better and better at if I can, find the time on my work schedule and YouTube schedule and things like that.
Last personal goal of mine is just meeting more great people. That is the #1 reason that I started my YouTube channel, was to have a platform to meet other like-minded people who are doing big things, and it's paid off well. I've met several people who I never would have if it wasn't for this platform, so I'm so thankful, and it really helps me continue to do this kind of thing, even though my channel is small and it is what it is. So that's something I want to continue doing, and that kind of plays in with the interviewing people aspect.
So that's one that probably didn't quite reach what I wanted to this year. 2020 wasn't the most social year. I basically was here at work all day, every single day. I met a couple people that are pretty great, but I always want to meet more and more, genuine people who are out doing big things. So that's definitely something I'd like to do more of in 2021.
That gives me an opportunity to sit down with people, learn from them, and potentially even help people. You never know. So business-wise, I have a few goals there. I own a moving company right now, and I want to get more and more into the storage industry. That is such a good business. Once it's full, you're collecting recurring payments, your assets are already there, and I want to do it more and more. So I'm actually in the process right now of negotiating a lease for my moving company in order to do more storage. We're looking at somewhere between like a 5,000 and 11,000 square foot facility, and I should have that within the next month or two. The problem is I'm trying to find a short-term lease, which is really hard to do in the commercial area. I think I'm going to be able to make it work, but I have a few ideas I want to test in the storage industry that I don't think have been done yet, and I probably will report on later on this year once I find out whether they work or not. But basically most moving companies of decent scale do storage operations in-house. Anyone who is transitioning from a current home to a new one who needs short-term storage, they'll store it in what's called storage vaults in their warehouse. You can stack them 3 or 4 tall in a tall warehouse. It's just basically this big wooden crate that you stuff furniture in. And I have a few ideas with that outside of the moving company that I want to try. And if those don't play out how I think they're going to, I have a small contingency planned. By the end of 2020, I'll probably be looking to purchase some kind of business in either the manufacturing.
So So with storage, we did end up getting that warehouse. We're sitting in it right now, 6,000 square foot warehouse where we do storage. The storage didn't quite grow as fast as expected because the entire moving industry and storage industry was slowed down for a few months during the spring. But now we've seen a lot of growth in the later part of the year, and the goal this year is to completely fill this warehouse and then transition to a larger space. So we're on track there. It's just a little bit slower than hoped.
Industry or the contractor industry, like an electrical contractor or something like that. And the reason for that is there literally has never been a better time to buy a business. I'm constantly looking at business.
I still believe that, and I still keep my eye out constantly for businesses that are for sale. And if I see a decent one, I'll try and talk to the owner. I just haven't come across like the perfect deal quite yet. So that's always an option for me as well, to potentially purchase another business.
This is for sale, and there's some decent sized businesses doing, $5 to $12 million a year revenue with healthy profit margins, selling at 2 times earnings. And that's not uncommon right now. The reason for that is there's just so many businesses for sale and so few people buying them that there's just this massive opportunity to buy a business if you have some cash in order to do so. So if I don't expand the storage operations in a huge way, I'll probably be looking to purchase some kind of business, and you guys will be hearing all about that if I end up doing it. And beyond that, just experimenting on my current business like I've been doing, little marketing projects, and that's kind of what really gets me out of bed, gets me excited. The more I can do marketing wise, the better. I love doing that kind of stuff. The day-to-day stuff, not so much, but the big kind of planning, marketing, big picture type stuff.
So I still like the big picture type stuff, and I'm constantly looking at like creative ways to get more customers and make this a better business. But that's the majority of the goals. I guess I should make some goals for the channel for the next year. We should bump it up a little bit. Let's say for 2021, the goal will be to hit 250,000 subscribers by this time next year. And for watch time, I guess we should say the goal should be 3 million watch minutes per 28-day period. Those are both kind of stretch goals. I think they're possible. They're not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of work, but we'll see how it goes. So that's it. I hit most. I'm kind of surprised by this. I hit most of the goals despite them being, long shots when I initially made the goal. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited to see where the YouTube channel goes in the next year, the moving and storage business goes in the next year, and hopefully I can report back and have some similar success in a year from now. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.